This looks like a good spot to spotlight. Had a record winter this year, so Sasquatch Canyon is flooded. Where I'm spotlighting now, off that way, there's not supposed to be any water here. These trees are like underwater. The river's supposed to be clear over there, but everything's flooded. So
looks like the swamps.
So we're in the canyon at night spotlighting, and it's displacing animals, and maybe we can catch Bigfoot not at the top of his game in an unusual year, if the creature's stuck around the area. But there's nowhere really better to go. Everywhere in Utah's flooding this year. Record snow, record runoff. There's rivers where they're not supposed to be this year. Matter of fact, back home where Jenny and I live, this Ogden Canyon, the road went off into the river.
Yeah, it washed away.
Jenny and I went up that canyon 2 days before it happened too. And I was just like, wow, I can't believe the river's not washing the road away, and it did.
There's a moth in here.
Yeah, I'll see if I can let him out. Oh, get out of there.
Don't hit this rock in front of you.
Okay.
It's big.
See if you can shoosh him out. He come in while we were spotlighting.
Yeah, a ways back we saw a big ol' eye shine. And there was two of whatever it was. It was big.
We filmed it with our infrared camera, so hopefully it showed up on the camera. There was a set that was only like 3 feet off the ground, and then there was a set that was like 6-7 feet off the ground. We're in Sasquatch Canyon, and we're out spotlighting. Oh, there it is, there it is. I got some eye shine. Something's hiding in. Did you see it too? We just barely saw this like multicolored fox. The best I can describe it is calico. Like a calico cat, except for it was a fox. And I saw its eye shine, and that's what directed me to it. And then we were able to see it. We weren't able to film it though, but something's hiding over there, and it ain't no fox. Its eye shine was up high. I've seen it a couple of times. There it is. Something's hiding in there from us. We're in the spot where a guy had a Bigfoot a couple of years ago run across the dirt road in front of him during the daytime. It was like noon. I mean, right in the middle of the day. No mistaking. Really close. Yeah, here's the dirt road in front of us. I've got the infrared on the camera. Make it easier to see at night. We're out here spotlighting, seeing if we can get lucky and catch a Bigfoot. Oh yeah.
Right there.
I see both of its eyes. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. Dang it, I had the camera dipped down a little too low.
That's really tall.
Well, I saw both eyes that time. Oh, it moved over there. Or there's more than one. Not saying that's Bigfoot hiding from us.
Look at that tree.
Get your spotlight on it.
Right there.
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't know if that's the eye shine.
Oh.
want whatever keeps looking at us through there. Show itself. I see the eye shine right there where the center of my spotlight is.
Oh!
Ooh.
It looked again.
Not saying it's Bigfoot. We're just in a Bigfoot hotspot with recent sightings.
There's moose and elk and deer.
Mm-hmm.
But
we haven't seen any of those tonight. I see eye shine again right there. I see eye shine right there.
oh,
Up
oh,
high.
look it.
That is
It's
tall.
neat.
That is tall. And there's eye shine down there. Something smaller, something larger. And that eye shine right there is only like 3 feet above the ground. The other eye shine over there is like 6, 7 feet off the ground. Yeah, I doubt whatever it is gonna.
Oh, there it is, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it with the camera?
I'm looking in the viewfinder and I can't see it. I'm gonna have to look on a big screen when we get home in a couple of days. Yeah, we're on a Sasquatch Canyon expedition. I am gonna burn out my battery on this spot. Oh, there it goes again.
There it goes again. We can't just get
Oh, we're bringing in all the moths and
it.
stuff.
There it is right there. It's staying.
There's two. There's at least 2 of them hiding in there, whatever it is. Kind of sucks, you know whatever it is ain't gonna come out in the open now. Alright, I'm gonna pull forward a bit and see if I can get a better angle on it. Will you grab the steering wheel and turn it that way a little bit? I've got a camera in one hand and the spotlight in the other hand. So Jenny's steering. Alright, I'm gonna have to put the camera down for a minute. I'm gonna see if I can get a better angle on this. And they kept peeking out of the bushes at us.
Yeah, it was creepy. But you can't just run over there because you can't get past the river. And
I'm not wading through that.
no, because you'll die. And
you'll have to call in search and rescue.
yeah. Goodbye.
He just washed away.
Mm-hmm. But and there's lots of bears and mountain lions out here.
Yeah, and we just saw a multicolored fox. I've seen a lot of different types of foxes, but this fox looked like a calico cat, except for it was a fox.
Yeah, he might have been muddy, because there's a lot of mud around here.
Actually, we might have got him on dash cam. He ran in front of the road in front of us.
Oh yeah, he'll be on dash cam.
So I'll have to go back through the footage. We hadn't turned the sound on the dash cam yet.
But he should be on the film.
Yeah, he slunk real close to the ground as he scurried across the road in front of us. Because it's nighttime and the dash cam's recording in infrared, you guys won't get to see the color that we saw with our own eyes, but you might get to see him. The last time Jenny told me to watch out for a rock was when we were watching a couple of rattlesnakes fight back on Hat Creek Road, which is a dirt road by the River of No Return out by Challis, Idaho. And she kept telling me, watch for the rock, watch for the rock. Well, I'm looking at this big old rock, and I think that's the one that she's talking about. And I'm thinking, I'm good. And she's like, watch out, watch out. And I actually drove up onto the rock, come down, and put a dent in the rocker panel.
Yeah, it's a big one.
And I was kind of freaked out about the rattlesnakes fighting and all that too. We were straddling the rattlesnake so we wouldn't kill them. which upset a lot of people. They say, you see rattlesnakes, you're supposed to kill them, but we were out in the middle of nowhere. There was no livestock, no people, so I just let them be, you know. I didn't want to kill them, and they wouldn't get out of the way for us. They sat and fought in the middle of this dirt road that had this huge mohawk of grass, because nobody ever drives back there. And we sat and watched them and filmed them for like, and took pictures of them for like 10 minutes, waiting for them to get off of this road, and they wouldn't. Did you see something, Jen?
No, I'm just saying this is a really good field.
Oh, the spotlight.
Yeah.
Okay, I was telling a story, not thinking about what I'm supposed to be doing. I think that's just a warning sign telling people not to take their off-road vehicles back there. Well, anyway, we wanted to keep going, so I straddled the snakes that were fighting with the car, and we drove over them and did not hurt them. It was weird, they were in such a battle, they did not care that we drove a vehicle over them. After we cleared them, of course, we looked back to see what was going on, and they were still fighting. I'll have to find that footage and put it in here for you guys. You guys can see what we're talking about.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen, actually.
It freaked me out. We were going back there to investigate pretty crazy Bigfoot sighting. This bear hunter up in a tree stand had the Bigfoot circling, making noise, and then it finally showed itself and everything and freaked him out. Well, anyway, I wasn't freaked out about the Bigfoot. When I saw the two rattlesnakes, it just gave me the heebie-jeebies. I just had it in my mind that the grass was crawling and the forest was crawling with a bunch of aggressive rattlesnakes. So when we got to the point where we had to hike around and investigate, it was just like, I don't want to get out of the car right now.
I took out and filmed the snakes when we were parked there. Kelly's like, do not get out of this car.
Well, I felt like there was a female or two around that they were fighting over, and so what was freaking me out was the snakes we couldn't see. I mean, these were big diamondback rattlesnakes.
They were. I love spotlighting.
I'm gonna spotlight this island in the river. When I spotlight at night, of course that's the only time you can, I'd look for eye shine, something looking back at me, and then when I see that eye shine, that's when I stop the light, keep on it till it shows itself, hopefully. I remember one time up in the Uintas, we spotlighted a moose that was only like 10 feet away from us on Jenny's side of the car, and she about jumped into my seat. Because, I mean, they got big eyes. Moose reflect red, and, you know, you always hear about Bigfoot reflecting red. So, you know, you think you have a Bigfoot right there.
It scared the hell out of me.
But you know what? I think a moose is probably more dangerous than a Bigfoot anyway.
Probably.
So yeah, moose can be pretty damn ornery. My uncle was a rancher that he had all kinds of sheep and cattle. He has a light aircraft. He also has a helicopter that he uses to check on his stuff. Well, in Star Valley, Wyoming, up by a place called Mirror Lake out there. He's up there checking on his sheep herd that he had up there with his helicopter, and he landed it. Gets out of his helicopter, walking over towards a herd, and a big old bull moose, man, comes after him and puts him up in a tree. And he spent about 8 hours up in that tree. That moose would not let him down. He said he had a couple of opportunities where the moose wandered off just a little bit, that he probably could have made it to his helicopter, but he doesn't know if he could have taken off in time, and he didn't want that moose thrashing his helicopter with him in it. So it took about a good 8 hours before it got bored of him and took off long enough that he could get out of there. I know Les Stroud talks about in one of his episodes of Survivor Man where he got treed by a moose and he had to escape from it in a river or something like that. You guys have to go find that episode, but when he was talking about that episode, it reminded me of my uncle's ordeal. He vocalized it, the moose, as if he was a moose, and he thinks that's what pissed it off. And this Sasquatch Canyon, I have seen some of the biggest moose back here in my life.
Just tall. I can't believe how tall. You could like walk right underneath them. Well, I'm short.
Yeah, there's this there's this cow moose that we see back here that she looks like she's 9 feet tall at the butt. And one year she had this calf that was like a yearling, and it looks like the calf could walk right under her belly without scraping her belly. That's how big she is. And I'm just like, the bull moose that gets her, I mean, does she have to squat down, or is he that damn big, you know? Because she's huge.
Oops.
Yeah, we see her every once in a while back here. I'm just going to stop for a second. Sometimes I get these feelings that I should spotlight certain places.
Oh, gosh.
Did you shine it in the
I got it
the
in
rear
the
view mirror
and it shot me in the eye.
Yep. Shoot your eye out.
Shoot my eye. My cornea now.
Jenny had to have a cornea replacement. She thinks it might have been from this monocular that we used in Jarbidge, Nevada on a Bigfoot expedition.
Yeah, my eye was never the same after that.
Yeah, you guys be careful with your night vision monoculars.
Burn your eye out.
I never did like that thing. I'd rather use an infrared camera than mess with the monocular. I would use the monocular and then I'd pull it away and I'd be completely blind, and it would take like 5 minutes to get my eyes used to the surroundings again, and it just felt so dangerous to use. So I guess if you're just sitting in camp and not hiking around, but we're some of these crazy people that hike around at night. We don't do it as often since that mountain lion followed us around that one night.
Yeah,
that freaked me out for a while.
that was a wake-up call.
Yeah, it was me and Jenny and 3 other dudes that were really big guys, and it didn't give a crap. 5 grown adults yelling at it, spotlighting it. It didn't care. It just kept coming in closer and closer.
Yeah, it was upsetting.
Yup, I know. And a couple of my buddies that aren't scared of nothing, it freaked them out. We gotta go.
Yeah, and then we had a bear come up on us right in the back of us. Kelly yelled at it and tried to get it to go away. Didn't seem very impressed, but it did go away. And that was not pleasant either.
That was another night hike.
Yeah.
Yeah, these types of animals, mountain lions, black bears, they're nocturnal, and they feel a lot more comfortable and a lot more bold at night. So putting yourself in a bad situation. But for some reason, we continue to do it.
But tonight, we're spotlighting, which is one of my favorite things to do.
And see, you can also spotlight in certain places with your headlights. You guys at home see eye shine, let us know. The eye shine that we missed. Something peeking at us from behind a bush or a tree. There was one night that we were spotlighting back in like 2012 that really kind of freaked me out. We were spotlighting on this Monte Cristo mountain where there's half a dozen people I know that have had Bigfoot sightings up there, and we're spotlighting around, and just how I pulled up like that into that clearing that I put the headlights in, I did that. And then I'm getting ready to drive away, and Jenny's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So she went behind the Jeep and peed. And while she was back there, I saw this eye shine come out of the tree line pretty fast and aggressive. And the height that it was off the ground, I just thought it was a deer. And then it comes into my headlights, and it's a wolf. It's a big old wolf. I mean, as tall as a deer. I'm like, holy crap. So I yell out the window, Jenny, there's a wolf. Right after I did that, she jumps into the vehicle next to me. Anyway, when we first stopped and pointed the lights that way, the dust that we kicked up from the dirt road went that direction. So I think it may have been able to smell her out there peeing. I don't know. But it was coming at the vehicle, into the headlights, very aggressive and trotting pretty quickly. And then when I yelled out the window at Jenny, there's a wolf, it started pacing back and forth in front of the Jeep. And so Jenny and I sat and observed it for like a minute or whatever. And we didn't have an infrared camera at the time. We just had a normal camera. And we were trying to film it and take pictures, and none of that turned out. Just not enough light for those types of cameras.
I wonder how deep this is.
Pretty sure I won't need a snorkel.
That's probably only a couple feet deep.
Well, I was in denial, you know. It just had, you know, even though I knew it was a wolf, I was just like, maybe it was just an extra big coyote or whatever. There's no way there's wolves up here. Well, when we got home, I started researching about wolves up there. The University of Utah was doing a study on a pack of wolves up there, and they said that there's a dozen wolves in the pack, and they split their time between Monte Cristo Mountain and Hardware Ranch. In Hardware Ranch, there's a ton of elk, a lot of elk herds and stuff down there, and the wolves like the elk. So anyway, I had some confirmation that there are wolves living in the area. But what kind of freaked me out the most is when I realized it was a wolf, and as I'm yelling out at Jenny, there's a wolf out there, I'm like thinking, how many more? Where's the others? Are some of them on the other side of the road where Jenny went to pee, you know? So that was an interesting night. We're much better equipped. This dash camera you guys are watching through right now would have picked that up no problem, because it's infrared, so it does really good low light, and that wolf was in the headlights.
There's a big silver one. They're gray. They looked.
He had a couple of colors in him. I think he had some silver and gray.
That's pretty.
Long legs and
pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not scared of us.
Well, he was. His back was just as tall as the back of a deer. an adult deer. Yeah, unfortunately we can't spotlight all year round. During deer hunt, elk hunt, it's illegal. So only certain times of the year can we go out and do this, and like Jenny says, it's her favorite thing to do. And I really enjoy it.
Yeah, my dad used to take me spotlighting when I was little.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah. We had a spotlight mounted to the side of the truck.
The second truck I ever owned, like a 1981 Chevy truck, I had a spotlight on the driver's side. I just loved that thing.
Yep.
So my first spotlight I ever owned was mounted onto my truck.
Yeah, ours was a Chev too. It was a black, like, side step. I loved that truck so much, and when we traded it in, I cried like it was a member of the family when I was little, and they let me keep. Oh, we're done.
Yeah, I'm not driving through a river. That is way too swift.
Holy crap!
That's cool. We got back this far. I had a feeling that it was going to be like this. Usually, what you guys are looking at right now, 99% of the time, never any water here. The water goes underground into the rocks through here, a creek. It being a river is not the norm.
Anyway, what I was saying is they let me keep the license plate.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I still have it.
I never really got emotionally attached to any of my... I keep seeing eye shine right there on that island right there. I think there's a weasel or something out there that keeps peeking at us.
Yeah, it's
something little. I don't know if the dash cam's picking it up, but that island of rock out in the middle of the river. Something little keeps peeking at us.
Yeah. It might be a little mouse that's stranded out there. Or... Oh! Is it gonna get washed away? Oh.
He wants us to go away so he can do whatever he was doing. Yeah, I've never really got that emotionally attached to any of my parents' cars, but as an adult, like my Jeep, me and Jenny did so many Bigfoot expeditions that were so much fun, and camping and traveling, that I hung on to that vehicle longer than I should have. It was sad to see it go. And then your Saturn, I really like that vehicle.
You might just have to back up all the way.
I'm just going to inch it back and forth. I'm kind of wanting whatever was peeking at us to come out of hiding. Will you put your spotlight over there?
Oh, yeah.
And see if...
You have the camera?
Yeah. You remember where he was at?
I thought I'm shining it.
Over there to the right, where the water kind of separates the two dry parts. Right there. Here he peeks at us again.
Oh.
You see him?
Yeah.
I just want to see his body. I wonder what he is.
I don't know. We saw a beaver today. Oh, we'll have to put the beaver pictures in.
Oh, that's right. He was eating a stick.
He was eating a stick.
Usually when I see a beaver, they take off immediately.
This was a friendly beaver.
and this one just hung out eating a stick. As a matter of fact, Jenny and I were like thinking maybe he was caught in a leg trap because of how long he was hanging out. That wasn't the case. But yeah, he was just hanging out eating a stick. Must have been a good stick. That sucks, whatever that was never showed itself. I bet you it was some kind of a weasel. Yeah, Yeah, there's never a river right here, you guys.
No.
It's always just a slow little drizzle of a creek. Now this bridge coming up in front of us, there's always a river that runs under this. And this little creek empties into it.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
It's never like this.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still fenced off over there?
Let's go see. No? You want to go back here a little ways?
Yeah. We haven't been back here in a really long time.
After there were some major floods, major fires and major floods like 6 years ago, the police said that they would probably never open up this road ever again. And they opened it up last year. They probably got tired of people asking, when are you going to open it? So they just finally started telling people, yeah, we're never going to open that up again. It's too dangerous back there for people, is what they told me. It's just too dangerous, too risky. I know the last time I come back here, Jenny lost her muffler.
Yeah, I decided to take my car. Yeah, let's just take this car up this hill.
It was a Chevy Cavalier or something like that.
It was a Chevy Oh my gosh.
Yeah, after we got back to camp, Mike's like, what's going on with your muffler? I was like, oh. Yeah, we were dragging her muffler. Jenny actually drove through the river and stuff that day. She didn't have a choice. The river actually went over the road and everything, so at least it's not like that today. Yet. I know Mike helped us wire it back on there to get us home.
We took that car a lot of places.
Yeah, we've taken a lot of our vehicles in places you just should not take them.
We took that car to Montana camping. We took that car to California.
The Tetons.
Yeah, we took... Oh! Is that the...
Tetons was the time that the brakes burned up.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Almost caught the car on fire. That was brilliant.
Yeah, this is a part of a canyon we probably haven't been in about 7 years. I don't know if I want to go through that. Oh, I think we're going to be fine.
It's a lake.
I just remember you ripping your muffler off and something like this.
Yeah, it was just like this. We're in a big, big car now. I guess this isn't a car. What are these considered SUVs?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's got a little bit more clearance than the Cavalier. It's also got 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, you can actually sit underneath this car, and the other one you couldn't even squirm under, so.
Jenny Saturn, we went up to the Paris Ice Caves, camping in Willow Flats, and Jenny found a shortcut down to Willow Paths, and it was not really a shortcut because all of a sudden it just turned into this dirt road from hell. We finally realized that it's a four-wheeler trail, and I was having to get out of the car and in front of it and direct her where to put her tires and stuff to keep us from high centering and ruts, and it just was a nightmare. And we get halfway down and these people come by on motorcycles and four-wheelers, and this teenage kid comes up to the driver's window to Jenny, and he's like, "Lady,
hey lady,
did you know this is a four-wheeler trail?"
Don't you know this is a four-wheeler trail? I was like, you know, and he's like, "You should probably turn around." I'm like, "Where? I'm hanging off the cliff. There's nowhere to turn around."
And I looked at him and I'm like, "I think we're in a position where we're committed because we can't turn around." And he's like, "Yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
And then he takes off. "Be careful."
Bye.
But yeah, we made it down to Willow Flats. We had no choice, but we had to inch it down. There was no warning or anything that we were going down a four-wheeler trail, you know. It just all of a sudden got narrow and the point of no return. And
yeah, I had PTSD.
Oh God, that was scary.
I had so much adrenaline at the end of that I was just shaking.
Yeah, those adrenaline crashes just wear you out.
I took my car in to the tire shop to get like an oil change or something, and I go in there to pick my car up, and they're like, "What have you been doing in your car?" The whole underside of this car is scraped to hell. I was like, "Well," I was like, "Yeah, this isn't a four-wheeler car.
It's a Squatch mobile. Leave me alone." I know. I always tell Jenny, I'm like, this year I'm not going down any of those crazy, crappy dirt roads. There's no reason we have to. People see Bigfoot in normal places all the time, but anyway, we still find ourselves in some of the worst remote dirt roads. Sometimes we kind of gotta go. We'd like to go to Bigfoot sighting locations, and sometimes they're in the crazy, crappiest places, like where the rattlesnakes were fighting.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that, for all intents and purposes, was a four-wheeler road and everything.
It took us an hour on that dirt road just to get to that part.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a baby coyote.
That's right.
It was the cutest thing.
Yep. He looked like he had really soft fur going on, too. It was windy and it was just light and fluffy. Yeah, I was like, "Where's your mama?"
There's a bobcat. No, it's a coyote. You're moving the car. Now I don't have the animal at all. Hold still.
It's a coyote, isn't it?
Yes, it's a coyote. And I can see it really good. Just hold still. Oh, it's a pup. He's a pup.
The puppy coyote?
Yeah.
It's a youngster. He may be big enough to be on his own. So anyway, what I've started to do is, when I do these videos, I ask people to have their Bigfoot sightings in more convenient places for us to get. So if you could do that, that would be great. Yeah, there's a ton of Bigfoot sightings in the Sasquatch Canyon area. That's why it got nicknamed Sasquatch Canyon by hunters in the 70s is because there were so many Bigfoot sightings, and hunters were finding Bigfoot tracks and stuff, and the place does not disappoint. Still Bigfoot sightings to this day. I can conservatively say we have found hundreds of Bigfoot tracks and trackways hiking around these canyons. Plus, a lot of our viewers will argue that they have seen a few Bigfoot in our videos on some of our Sasquatch Canyon expeditions. For never opening it again, we've made it pretty far back.
What is all that stuff? Is that twisted
It's
trees?
debris. It's debris probably from the
Oh my god.
the flood that happened 6 years ago.
Look at that. Those are big mounds of trees.
That's the stuff they had to clean up in order for people to start using this again.
It's crazy. Look how big those trees are.
Yep.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Those floods just ripped them up, and I'm gonna grab a spotlight. I always hear about Bigfoot hiding behind shit like this, or, excuse me, stuff like this. Yeah, this place got doubled whammied that year. There was a fire that burned 20 miles in distance before it stopped. And it come through here, and then they had torrential rains and floods. And
What's down in there? Is that in that hole next to you? Is it water, or is it just a trench?
I think it's a settling pond.
Oh.
It's, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna put the headlights out
you
here.
ran over that big rock.
Come on, Squatch. All I want is a selfie. Hope you guys enjoy these dirt road roundtable drives. I was just telling Jenny a few days ago, I did some blog articles for a couple of Bigfoot sighting reports. Both of them involved a vehicle. Yeah, most Bigfoot sightings
Whoa.
happen from the front seat of a car.
That's a big rock.
So I think all the hiking and stuff that we do, our odds, well, actually, both Bigfoot sightings I've had in my life, where I can say without a doubt I saw Bigfoot, was from a car. Yeah, one time Jenny was driving over Indian Canyon, I was a passenger, and I saw it for a good close to 10 seconds. And then when Jenny pulled over and I rolled out of the vehicle with the camera, it was gone. And then 2 years later, up by Derry Ridge, saw it in the rear view mirror for a couple of seconds before it split. And I dove out of the vehicle with the camera and went after it and never did see it again. So yeah, 100% of my Bigfoot sightings have come from the front seat of a car. Well, this is cool. They got all this opened up. Now we can start hiking this side of the canyon. So I'm not ready to cross the river in a vehicle on the other side of the canyon.
No.
And we know from experience it just gets worse. If it's like that there, it's just gonna be horrible all the way back. We'll probably have to wait another month or two to go on that side of the canyon. Thank you for coming along on our Dirt Road Roundtable drive, Sasquatch Canyon. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.